Hi guys, welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm E.
I'm D.
And today we're going to discuss this ongoing beef with Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift. So I know the Swifties are mad. And if the Swifties were following Kim, well, they've been unfollowing Kim also because of this whole what is the title called of her new album? The Poetry Something Tortured
The
whatever, the
tortured
Tortured
poet
Poets Department.
department. Yeah.
Well, everybody's
Yeah.
So everybody's just being tortured at this point. So we're going to read an article and, of course, give you our opinions on it.
Okay, so this is from Us Weekly by Dom Hines. The headline reads Kim Kardashian loses 100,000 followers after Taylor Swift diss as fans call for Kris Jenner SOS. Can you tell how seriously we're taking this? So, Kim Kardashian has lost a staggering 120,000 and counting social media followers in the few days since Taylor Swift released her scathing revenge song, Thank You, aIMee, which is said to be a diss track aimed at the reality star. Kardashian, 43, has faced backlash since Swift released a song on Friday, April 19th, which includes lyrics like, Everyone knows that my mother is a saintly woman, but she used to say she wished that you were dead. Swifties have been swarming her Instagram and X comment section with songs seemingly uh telling title which spells out Kim in capital letters. Swift has become known for placing hidden messages in her lyrics via capitalization. However, not only has the reality TV star felt the wrath of the 34-year-old pop star's loyal fans, but she's also seemingly lost a significant number of followers, causing her still significant count to plummet since the backlash, according to social media tracking apps. And as she is yet to address the uproar, her fans have called for her Svengali momager, Kris Jenner, to step in and help mitigate the crisis. Jenner, who manages Kardashian and her famous siblings, has developed a reputation for spinning the family's many trials and tribulations into cash and career opportunities. Kardashian's infamous SEX tape with ex-boyfriend Ray J, which catapulted her into fame, was the most notable example. Us Weekly, did you really have to throw that in there?
Messed up.
Let's go ahead and just completely undo that whole sentence. Just, what's the word? There's a word for it. Um Not detract. Strike it. Let's strike it from the record, guys. Okay.
But can we
Now
though?
fans are waiting through editing magic. Yes, we can.
Like,
I might just leave it in there. Might just leave it in there. Now fans are waiting for quote unquote the magic. Kris, you need to help Kim. Why are you being quiet? Work that magic on this Tay drama, girl. What? Wrote one fan in Jenner's comment section. Quote, me just waiting for Kris to spin this Taylor beef into a new Skims collection or something. Y'all wait, said another. Kris ain't crying, y'all. She's telling Kim, you're doing great, sweetie, with this Taylor-ish, LOL, added a third. A fourth insisted, you Swifties think that Taylor won? She just solidified Kim as a legend by dedicating a whole song to her. Awaits Kris Jenner making merch out of this or including it in Kardashian's new season. Quote, end quote. Swift had been expected to slam her exes on her 11th studio album, The Tortured Poets Department, yet Kardashian received the biggest blow. Beyond its title, Thank You, aIMee, does not pull punches, with Swift opening the song by singing that when she pictures her hometown, presumably Los Angeles, there's a bronze spray tan statue of aIMee with a plaque underneath it that threatens to push me down the stairs at our school. The track declares aIMee as Swift's teenage style bully. All that time you were throwing punches, I was building something, and I can't forgive the way you made me feel, screamed F you, aIMee, to the night sky as the blood was gushing. She seethes on the track before giving her nemesis some credit, but I can't forget the way you made me heal. Swift also says it was never a fair fight between the pair or a clean kill. She alludes to Kardashian stomping across her grave, writing headlines, laughing at each baby step I'd take. Swift and Kardashian's feud goes back over a decade, which began with the reality star's now ex-husband Kanye West taking to the stage at the MTV Video Music Awards in 2009 to declare that Beyoncé deserved an award that Swift had just won. In 2016, Swift slammed West for rapping the line, me and Taylor might still have sex. I made that B word famous. in one of his songs, causing Kardashian to come to his defense by releasing a phone conversation between the two musicians. Kardashian also posted a bunch of snakes for National Snake Day to Shane Swift. The singer hit back with her 2017 album Reputation, opening up about the feud in an essay with Elle 2 years later. It would be nice if we could get an apology from people who bully us, but maybe all I'll ever get is the satisfaction of knowing I could survive it and then thrive in spite of it, she wrote in the publication in 2019. Okay, so what do we think?
I have two different kinds of thoughts. Or maybe multiple. My first thought, Kim is not losing sleep over 120,000 followers unfollowing her. I think
Right.
before all this, she had 304 million followers. Don't ask me how I knew this. It's just a weird. Guys, I'm an accountant. I just notice numbers all the time. So I know she had 364. So that means I know she's buckled down to 363 and change, maybe some more, depending on when this article was published. She's all
Mhm.
right. The Kardashians have been a little quiet, even though their new season is coming up. So I don't know what they're up to, but I think they're unbothered. I think they were in Turks and Caicos for Courtney's birthday or vacation, or doing what Kardashians do. I think Kimberly is all right. Now, for this to be dragging on for so long, I think it's so dumb. I understand that Taylor is expressing herself through her music, and
Mhm.
she did that Time People of the Year interview where she just lasted
Mhm.
out Kanye and Kim for bullying, which is great
Mhm.
because you need to address this head on and tell the bullies, hey, you're not in my space anymore. You're not making me feel this way. I've overcome it, which is great. But
Yeah.
I think with Taylor's stardom and everything that she has accomplished last year, right, 2023, it's
Yeah.
it's just it's highlighting Kim Kardashian. The Kardashians, they're famous and infamous, and they don't care. They don't care. Good publicity, bad publicity is still publicity. So Taylor's stardom
Mhm.
and her fans or her non-fans are going to be focused on Kim Kardashian, which is bringing her more attention. So this thank you aIMee song, I think, is bringing more attention to the Kardashians, and I think it should be more attention to her music overall.
Yeah. So it's crazy that you mentioned, because I feel like I don't know if we talked about it in a previous video or it was completely off camera, but you mentioned how the Kardashians have been quiet and their new season of Hulu's The Kardashians is coming up. How do we know that this isn't all a part of the marketing for the Kardashians? How do we know that Kris Jenner isn't behind this whole thing? Because what supposedly the song is about is some kind of a bully who she said F you, blah, 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 but then says, you helped me heal. And then also says, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, or something like that. So, isn't that kind of like basically giving her props in some way? So,
That's
that's bringing, like you said, a lot of attention to Kim Kardashian, and Kim doesn't care where the attention comes
true.
from, it's coming. That's the whole point. And we also know, and we did a video on this a couple of weeks ago, Kim had Sabrina Carpenter as part of her Skims campaign prior to Coachella starting. Who is Sabrina Carpenter? A friend of
Mhm.
Taylor Swift. And we even said, could this be a way that Kim is extending an olive branch without saying anything? So I would not be surprised if this is all some behind the scenes kind of little pact or whatever that was done, because it's bringing all sorts of attention Kim's way, whether it's bad or good, it's still bringing her attention. And of course, Taylor was going to get attention regardless. But so that's just my conspiracy theory. Okay,
Yeah.
rational side speaking. Ma'am, you are in your mid 30s. Why are you still holding on to this? Mid 30s. You're not 25. You're not 15. You're not in
Mhm.
high school. Taylor has a tendency to live in what the internet calls girlhood. her music has people believing that she's still a
Mm,
young girl. She's a young woman. She's not a
yeah.
young girl. And it's this like weird romanticizing of girlhood that keeps people so invested in what she's saying. And it's like, I don't know that she's really giving you guys what you think she's
Mm.
giving you. It doesn't really sound all that deep.
Swifties,
It kind of sounds like you're writing in your
Swifties
journal.
come for her. Don't come for me. I haven't dissed y'all yet.
I'm not trying to diss the Swifties. I'm not even trying to diss Taylor. I'm just making commentary on it all sounds like it's just a girl writing in her diary, except she's 34. I'm not saying you can't write in your diary at 34, but like also let's be real here. You've lived a pretty great life. Yeah, you've had, tumultuous years, you've had some ups and downs, you've had some heartbreaks and breakups and everything, but also you have a pretty great life. To me, writing this consistent like kind of depressive emo style
Mhm.
of music, it's like, you're just kind of lingering in the same area instead of evolving, which I think she can, because when she started as like this princess of country music, and she definitely evolved into being a big star in the pop industry. So she has the making, she has the capability to evolve. That's all I'm saying. Like, why kind of stay in that sort of subgenre, whatever you want to call it, where you're kind of seeming like you're this young high school girl that's had her heart broken by the captain of the football team or something. Like, first of all, you're dating a tight end, right? I think that's what Travis Kelsey is. He's not the captain of the football team. Um, so you're not even the depressed girl who nobody. You're not the wallflower. She makes music as though she's a wallflower. She's not. And also, a lot of the times, it comes off as she is a perpetual victim. Like, ma'am, let's provide these young girls something to aspire to, like standing up for yourself, empowering, not being stuck on what a boy did to you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't know. That's just how I think of it. And so this whole situation with Kim and the song and all that, I was just kind of like, is she really dissing her though? Is she? I don't know.
But
That's how I took it.
but I guess with your spin, it seems appropriate when Kanye said, "I made that be famous." But not, Kanye, but now Kim is. Because if you've helped me heal, you helped me become this artist, because that's the way we're interpreting it,
Right.
then I should give you kudos to how far I've come, which is totally unfair because she's done all the work. She's gone on tour. She's now a billionaire. She's overcome all these things. So to
Mm-hmm.
give Kim Kardashian any kind of credit is not right.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it could have easily turned into a situation, or it could have turned into like a song about how you healed
True.
yourself. You lifted yourself up. Like, there's a line I think we read that she said how while she was throwing punches, I was building things. That's a very real thing. Like, I feel like had she kind of stuck in that realm of how she's built herself up, of how she has become one of the biggest pop stars in the world, that would have been, I feel like, a much better kind of F you, if you want to call it, against Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian, right? Because you've gone past it. I don't know. I've just always kind of thought that, like, if you have somebody that hates on you, if you have a bully or whatever, the more attention you give them, the more power you give them. And I feel like she's been giving Kim and Kanye power for so long. I don't understand why. She is powerful. Taylor Swift is powerful. We have learned over the past year how powerful this girl is. She's helped grow the
It's true.
economy. Like, that is
Mhm.
real power. So I feel like that's maybe where she should go towards. Go towards that forget about this whole situation. Um, because clearly you're doing well. You're
Mhm.
doing great, sweetie. You're
You know,
doing
it's
great.
interesting that you say that she lives in this perpetual state of victimhood or this little girl when we see, I guess, a polar opposite. And I can't believe I'm about to compliment her, Beyonce. We've seen this evolution in Beyonce, even though I don't like her that
Yeah.
much. I don't care. I got the Swifties are about to hate me. The beehive's gonna come after me. I'm allergic to bees, guys. Don't do nothing to me. Okay? But we see Beyonce from like a kid to Destiny's Child to becoming a solo
Hmm.
artist, and then we seen like her evolution, and stop liking her
Yeah.
after Lemonade. But we can clearly see, from a young girl to a woman now,
Hmm.
like a woman, a woman with kids,
Yeah.
a woman that's been through things, things that it's
Hmm.
very relatable to us. But at the same time,
Yeah.
maybe Taylor Swift's audience can relate to the things Taylor Swift is singing about. I don't want to say that they're wallflowers, but
Yeah, but
they can relate to that emotion or that instance or that memory somehow, some way.
yeah, but even that fandom is gonna grow up, and then what? I mean, they're not gonna be living in girlhood their whole lives, right? We all have to
Yeah.
mature and move on. And if she's still kind of making the same music, it doesn't really seem like, you know, it doesn't really seem like it's going to help her grow in the long run. Because, like I said, I think she has the capability to grow. I think she has the capability of, evolving. And like you said, I mean, Beyonce's a great example of that. Not to like put them, against one another or whatever, but it is just an example, right? Like of somebody who clearly started off really young. Can you pay my bills? Like that kind of music that she was singing back in the day. To like Survivor, to Irreplaceable, and to the songs that she's doing right now that are immensely powerful and thought-provoking
Hmm.
and deep, and have historical context and background, all these different things that she can do. And I don't I feel like there's a song that apparently Taylor Swift did where she sings something along the lines of, if I could go back to a certain decade, it'd be the 1830s minus the racism. And I was just like, girl, that is not the bar you think it is. That's just not it. But and I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't want to go into that realm of things. Her background lends itself to her having that sort of mentality. She hasn't lived a certain kind of life or been exposed to a certain kind of struggle. Her biggest struggle apparently is breakups and another woman bullying her versus the struggles of
Not
other
that she's
people.
trying to minimize it, guys, but
Oh,
I
but
have to come to you. Yeah.
in context.
We were just comparing the artistry, guys, not, Taylor versus Beyonce or none of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she should just quit, or if not, just tackle it head on. It's not thank you, aIMee. It's thank you, Kim. You know, let's just not
Right.
you buck, and
Yeah.
that's me being, a little rapper, a little hood, a little urban. Just like let's just go at it. We're in this, in these last couple of weeks.
I like that.
We have all the disses. There's like Chris Brown and Quavo. There's Drake versus the whole rap industry, which includes Kanye now because he was just waiting. He was just inching. He
He
was like, I
was.
don't even understand it, but it's not
He
about that.
was.
So now Taylor Swift comes out with this
Yeah.
song. Thank you, capital, non-capital. I mean, lowercase. That's too much.
aIMee, Kim,
Don't
Kim,
do that. Just
aIMee.
say it
Yeah.
directly. It's a diss track. Okay, just tell
Yeah.
her. Just say it. Say it with
Say
your
it with your
chest.
chest.
I thought she was already loud and
Yeah.
clear with the People Magazine of the Year interview. Oh, Time
I'm.
um,
Mhm.
interview of the year thing. But I feel like maybe
Yeah.
this is her last. I'm gonna address it and I'm gonna drop it. Hopefully that's the case. But now I don't know if Kimberly has ammo to reply back, and then this could be
Oh
another
no.
decade.
You know what's crazy? Uh, well, so you mentioned the time thing. We covered that, and I remember that we said, she came out looking great in that interview because of her explanation of everything she lived through and how it affected her. And I thought, oh, like Kim should have apologized. I feel like we both were like, girl, why don't you just apologize? Just get
Mm-hmm.
it over with. That if it had been left there, it would have been like, you know what? Taylor was right. Is Kim, she needs to get her life together. Because at that by that point, I felt like Kim looked a
Yeah.
little immature, you know. Um, but now we got this, and I'm like, Kim staying quiet, Kim looks
Mm-hmm.
mature. And I didn't even think I would say
Yeah.
that. But here
And
we
I
are.
thought that that time interview, I think I didn't like that she addressed Kim again because she's bringing spotlight. Because she
Mm,
had done, what did she do? She did the tour. She did
yeah. The
the
movie.
movie premiere. I think she did something else. So she had like a spectacular year. And then she's talking about Kim.
Yeah.
I'm like, this was not Kim's moment. This was your moment, not to discuss, these other
Yes.
things. So here we are again via music talking about Kimberly.
Yep.
I think Kimberly, I
Who's not
know.
a
I think
musician.
Kimberly is laughing her ass off, to be honest.
I do too. I do too. Like I saw on TikTok, everybody was just like, "Yeah, take that, Kim,
What?
take that." Oh, Kim is over
No,
there
she's not.
panicking. No, she's
If
not.
anything,
Kim is on a Mai Tai, enjoying her best life. Like, oh, another tweet about me.
if anything,
Wonderful.
Chris Jenner is like, finally, we have content for the next season. Yeah,
Right
for the
there.
next season of the Kardashians. I'm like, this is what we needed because, hanging by a thread. So,
Yeah,
and watch Scott
yeah.
address it,
Well,
being like, yeah, Taylor said the following thing about you. And then we hear Kim's
oh
official response to it. It's gonna be ridiculous.
God, I definitely see that happening. That is how that's gonna play out for sure. But yeah. So I guess like my final thought on the whole thing is just like Taylor, you know your worth, ma'am. You know your power. Like, stop feeding into the stuff that doesn't feed into you. Like, if it's not gonna help you grow and be better, then don't even put any thought to it at this point. Because after 10 years, I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep continuing to blame Kim and Kanye when Kim at least doesn't bring you up. And Kanye, we ain't gonna go that route because pobre. But yeah, like you are doing great. Like literally, she like made the NFL shake. Um, you got a fine ass man with you when he has the beard on. Like you're good. You're winning.
Girl, you really
You're winning.
are.
So
You were at a whole Super
that's
Bowl
it.
with a
That
Super Bowl champ. Like, what else could you want, girl? You're loved.
I forgot he was a champ.
I'm like,
I
if
forgot
that
they
doesn't
won.
say, I know we said it's not high school, but if that doesn't say like college or high school sweetheart, we won the championship, we're the it couple, I don't know what
Yeah.
does. But that concludes today's video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this whole thank you, aIMee, this Taylor Kim beef, Taylor Kanye. Should Taylor just drop it? I know that sounds pretty insensitive,
Mm.
but should our girl just move on? She's above it all. She's a queen. Let us know what you think. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community. So your friends can be our friends and we can all be friends.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Taylor.